sunny eclipse straight from the heart of Tomorrowland. And now, here's the host of the show, Chris Reid.
Good evening, wherever you might be watching from around the world. My name is Cosmic Chris Reid, and this is Cosmic Reid Live right here on WDWNT Entertainment. It is so nice to be with you once again, talking all things Disney. Tonight, specifically about the beloved parks background music. And as always, with his mug of choice, let's go to Jeff Melcars. What has he got here?
Okay,
that's not a mug. Well, what is that?
It's because I'm fancy. I'm fancy tonight. Hold on, please. So fancy.
What is this? What is this? Wine glass TV?
So it's funny. I actually had I had another mug ready to go, and then I was like, you know what? We're going to be so sophisticated tonight with our musings of music and just the mood. So I thought I went with a wine glass, but of course I didn't put wine in it. I put bourbon in it, and it's a large pour.
Well, naturally.
I think you can see that. And this is David J. Matthews. I think everybody knows who that is.
Yes, of course. And it looks like Angelina's got you one up on the mug this time. Look at this.
So she took over. I like it.
She did.
Nice.
There we go. Nice stitch mug there.
For this classic evening tonight. So cheers to everyone.
I do love that mug, though.
Cheers to everyone. Hey, this is going to be a lot of fun. Now, Jeff, you were wandering around on Twitter one morning or one night. I think it was shortly after one of these episodes, and we wanted to start talking about Disney park background music again. We've talked about it in the past and gone park by park. We want to talk about some of our favorites and your favorites too in the YouTube chat. Right. Please join us and mention some of your tracks to us. We'll read as many as we can. But you stumbled across an amazing performer, and we want to bring her on the air right away here. So I want you, again, if you missed it last week, check out this little clip.
I'm doing this.
And there we go. Like to bring on to the show the amazing musician you just saw there, Sarah Hubbard. Sarah, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. It is so great. I am so excited to be here with y'all on Cosmic Reid Live.
Yay!
Jeff, Angelina, and I, we really have like a love for the Epcot music and a lot of the other park music too. So the first video that we saw you put out was the Star Tunnel one from Space Mountain. And I love that. It's been an iconic track for years and years. And Jeff was like, this is incredible. And now since then, we've seen you put out more Illuminations, Reflections of Earth music. Today, there was one from the Millennium Celebration, which like legit had me almost in tears there at one point when I was listening to it.
So good.
So thank you so much for coming on the show. And I got to ask, because people do covers of country music, rock music, and pop and mainstream stuff, but Disney park background music specifically, not even like the stuff from like movies, the background music is so specific and so cool. What is it that, where did your love for Disney park music come from in the first place?
You know, it's so funny because it started with, of all things, when I was 4, I went to a Blockbuster with my dad, and I went home that day with remember Blockbuster? Oh my gosh. And I went home that day with you might remember this, the Disneyland sing-along songs.
Yes.
Yes. The VHS. And one of the cool things about it was there's a breadth of songs that, some are from, Step in Time, from Mary Poppins but then there are songs like, Making Memories, which you're probably not going to hear outside of the parks, that are on there. And I just remember feeling so enthralled by this, this music is so wonderful and so fun. And then on top of it, you have this multi-dimensional world that is, encapsulated in this little VHS tape. So for me, I was like, well, we have to go to Disney World. And I was 4 and like, okay, let's go. And so we ended up going, when I was 5, and then and from there, Right. I know. I was kind of the spark plug behind that, I think. And then yeah, falling in love with those loops. I think about the Epcot loop a lot, and especially the Millennium Celebration, because that was around when I was first starting to go to Disney. And the sound of Tapestry of Nations and just this, hearing it brings back this feeling of like, wow, there are the giant puppets, and there, there's like the float that went by with all the drums, and you can just feel like you're there.
Okay,
so
I'm muting myself. Please keep talking. I'm muting myself because I'm just gonna it's so exciting. Please keep talking.
I'm sorry, I'm like waxing poetic here, but I love the parks music so dearly. I mean, for all of us, I'm sure it means a lot to y'all too,
Totally. Yeah. And that is funny. So you mentioned that VHS. So there's a copy somewhere on YouTube, and probably every week we watch it with my 2-year-old son, who's got to like the Rumbly and the Tumbly song and Grim Grin and Ghost, which is really great. I love that he likes the Haunted Mansion. I'm trying to steer him in that way. But there's so many, that is such a good example of the wide range of Disney park music that there is, and I love the footage that they show from 30 plus years ago. It's a great VHS, and there's a couple spin-offs on that one too. So is there a specific area or park that you're more attracted to the music than other parts of Walt Disney World?
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny too, because now we have all these distinct, we've always had distinct lands, but we're really getting some cool music. Like Batuu, Galaxy's Edge is obviously just such a great hub for music, whether that's the transitional music that brings you out of, one area of the park and into Batuu and going through those corridors, like, wow, this really does feel like you're moving into a new space. But Epcot, Epcot, the music around Future World is so special. I know a lot of people have an affinity for that Interventions loop. Me too. I love it. Such a vibe. And I love. Yes, you get
it.
You get
am I off mute? Am I off mute? I'm muting myself again.
But no, you totally get it. Or like even strolling through World Showcase and feeling like, oh, okay, we're delineating between countries, not just by what we're seeing around us, but by what we're hearing. And there's some really cool stuff, walking through the Norway Pavilion. You don't expect, for me, growing up, I wasn't super familiar for a while with the sort of Norwegian fiddle traditions, which I later got into because when I got my music degree, I ended up getting a roots music minor. So I was learning all these really cool fiddle styles from around the world, which was really neat. And Scandinavian fiddling was one of them. So now I feel like, oh wow, it's influenced so much of my musical upbringing. But yeah, I'm sorry, I could wax poetic about it forever. I love Epcot is really the park where I'm so drawn to the music and feel. Yeah. I know. I just feel very strong about that.
Would you please wax poetic forever? You can wax poetic forever. Isn't that right? I'm sorry. I'm going back on mute now.
Back away from the mic. Oh my goodness. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to JD for a super chat. Says Sarah is amazing. All the Epcot music is my favorite. Thank you so much, JD. Appreciate that.
Thank you,
I guess I should just mention too, if anyone watching the show right now, if you can please give a thumbs up to that video of ours that's streaming right now, I'd greatly appreciate it. And also that super chat button is there. You can donate as little or as much as you want. All the money goes to WDW News Today, and we greatly appreciate it. We'll always give you a shout out for that one too. And please keep talking. I see a lot of people in the YouTube chat saying Interventions is the best Epcot loop. Yeah, it seems to be a favorite amongst a lot of the people that are streaming with us right now. Jeff, I know you have questions, and you can unmute yourself and go ahead. Go ahead. You've been good.
Why are you so perfect at everything?
No, stop.
Oh my gosh. Actually, I just thought of something.
I legit.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. You go ahead.
No. I'm not. No. You say. You talk.
Okay, I thought of a really cool loop that I had just thought about earlier today. And I was like, you know what? This is an underrated loop. And it's not something that I think you would normally be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go out of my way to listen to this. But as far as storytelling, one of the things I love in the It's Tough to Be a Bug queue is when you get under the tree. Yeah, and you get all of these like show tunes and you know, Beauty and the Beast, but as sung by like mosquitoes and bumblebees, and you know, it's
Beauty
something
and the Beast. Yeah,
Beauty and the Beast, exactly. And I just think that's like such like a great hallmark of, you know, I feel there's so many different approaches Disney takes to the background loop. You know, like in Animal Kingdom, like hopping across the park, you know, into Dino Land, they're playing that song by REM, It's the End of the World as We Know It, or Walk the Dinosaur, great song. But like, you know, and it works for the storytelling there. I think it's so brilliant. And then moving into the Tree of Life, you've got this like chorus of little chirping bugs. I just think that's so fabulous. It's such a nice way of telling that story. And that's one of the things I love.
It's
you know,
it's so
I could
amazing.
just keep going.
Like what I love about and I wish you would. I wish you would do this for like 15 hours. Do we have that kind of time, Chris? Or like what's
no,
our
we do
time
not.
limit? But seriously, we do not have that time. Okay, all right. What I love about this is that you are coming at it from both a lover of, I mean, if I can say from a marketing standpoint, like the brand, right? Say the brand, like it sounds like you love what they're doing, but like they are taking the creative like area of that and just you are picking up literally everything that I pick up when I walk through queues, and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, like the end of the world thing, and like all of the like there's these little nuggets, and there was so much to be had like when you just stop and listen. And that is my thing. Like Disney is such just a wild visual just explosion in your face, right? But if you just close your eyes, there is so much going on, and like you captured that. And I don't even think that people understand like how amazing it is what you do, because you're capturing this and people are like, oh my God, I love this so much, but they almost don't even know why they love it. And it's because it's just wrapped into the package. You know what I mean? And you're able to like pull that out. And and that's why I love those videos. So, okay, I'll go back on mute.
Yeah.
Everyone in the chat room is noticing that I am not talking a lot tonight. So thank you. I love you, Sarah. Good night.
Oh my God. I love you. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
one
you know,
more
I totally.
super chat. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. I got this in a second.
I was just gonna say, I agree that the nostalgia, I think, you know, that couples into a lot of why we love these songs and why they mean so much to us. And certainly after the year we've had, you know, we deserve to be sinking into that, you know, that kind of comforting nostalgia of Tapestry of Nations or any of those really great tracks. But then also the feeling of, wow, the music really does transport us to, you know, walking right down the middle of Main Street, USA. And there's the, you know, the bakery and there's a confectionery and you can smell it and you can it's very tactile and sensory in a way, despite being this intangible thing, the music. So I just think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I love that. And if I can pop in here, because some of us are a little more like, our poor friends in Canada are a little bit behind on the vaccinations. I apologize. But it has been one of those things where like these types of things, I am sure that everyone here has seen the, you know, like the Disney, like the 80 boxes of the orchestras and like the different, like, you know, people playing, and it just brings you back instantly, right? Like it brings you back to a time. And when you are like sitting alone in your place, sometimes you just need to be transported, and nothing does that like music. I mean, it's not like, I mean, yes, you can put like you can put a movie on, you can put like YouTube on, you can like just completely like put the walls up. But if you just yourself feel the power of that music, you are instantly transported. So I love what you just said there, man. Like you are on Main Street instantly when you hear those tones, or like when you do Tapestry of Nations, we could do all day long, but like, oh my heavens, that pre-Illuminations music. Okay. All right. I'm done. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Sarah.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Tom Strong. He put $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Tom. A hidden gem, the Wilderness Lodge loop, which I know has a lot of like movie scores in it, but it's also like it's one of those ones like the background music isn't just in the parks; it's everywhere. It's all over the resorts too. I mean, for a while, like for a long while, there was the Grand Floridian Society Orchestra that would play stuff and just set the whole tone for that lobby too. Sarah, how do you go about picking, like, with all these different options for music? How do you go about picking which ones you're going to put out on social media?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to cater to where there's interest. That definitely, I do want to make sure, okay, is this a song that people are familiar with and like? Is this a little on the more niche side? And then, how does this sit on the violin? Does this showcase the violin well? Which, generally speaking, they're also beautiful and lyrical. That's one of the hallmarks, I think, of a lot of Disney music writing, is that it does really sit quite nicely on the instrument. So, those are sort of the big ones. I'm not super picky. I feel like I'll try anything and see, okay, is this working? Does this fit? Well, how can I make it fit? And that's been, but more often than not, I feel like it's a beautiful fit for the instrument and kind of magically. And then of course my own preference, which that's why you get a lot of Epcot music, because I love Epcot. Yeah.
Well, I have to ask then, because you're saying that there's some music that maybe didn't fit the instrument properly. Is there any music that you absolutely love that you've tried to do, or like for in the Disney parks that you've tried to do that maybe it didn't fit really well, but like you absolutely adore it?
Yeah, there were a few swings I took at when I did a May the 4th video with the Batu Boogie song that's on DJ Rex's Cantina playlist, and I love. Yeah. I mean, the whole. I have spent a lot of time trying to. Yeah. Right. Okay. So I don't know if anyone else does this. I spend a lot of time trying to figure out who. I know they all sign NDAs. I know I'm never going to know for sure. I actually know one. I do know one, but who worked on these songs? So it's always exciting to me. And there are a lot of them that are just so alien sounding. They just don't sit on the violin very well. And I'm like, maybe if I, this just isn't quite like at some point I want to try to do that. What was the kind of Gungan drinking song that, in Oga's when everyone, yes. Okay. And I don't remember the name off the top of my head. Yeah. You know it. And everyone goes crazy for it when, so yeah, I definitely, there are more of those I would like to do, but it took me a few swings to try to find one that like, does this actually kind of work on the instrument, or is this, because the point is I want to elevate the song at the end of the day. I don't want to be making it feel a little too busy with whatever I'm doing. So yeah, that was a tricky one, but I think I got there. I think I figured that one out.
For sure. I'm going to put it out in the chat here. If you're watching, thank you so much. Please give the video a thumbs up if you can. And also, if you're chatting with us, or if you're not, just go in there right now. Put your favorite Disney park background music, because like in a few minutes, you might actually hear it being played live right here on the show with Sarah, which we're really, really looking forward to. Let us know in the chat, all right? And we'll see. I can almost guarantee there's going to be some of the stuff that's put in there is probably stuff that's going to be played. And I'm not exactly sure what's coming, but I just have a suspicion. Jeff, over to you for your next question.
I mean, this is one of those things that I just have to ask. I mean, so you are multi-talented, touring, session, all of these musicians. What is it about this Disney music, and specifically like the parks, that speaks to you that you want to do this? Like what made you do this when you're like doing so many things like all around the world, really?
Yeah, I mean, there's the cool thing about the parks music is there's not one genre, right? We're looking at, oh my gosh, everything. I mean, it encompasses so many different cultural, different music forms, genres. It feels like in that way, the sky is so limitless, which is really exciting. You never feel boxed in by what you can do in one genre and what you can't do in another. And then the other cool thing is seeing how much those genres seem to blur and cross. And I think that the Batu music, the DJ Rex soundtrack score playlist is a really good example of that, because you have everything from kind of almost Bhangra, like sort of Indian Bhangra music to funk and soul, and certainly pop, and then EDM. And then you've got, the sort of modal nodes figure and dance sound going on in there too. So you have everything in this little microcosm of a playlist. And it's just, that's what was so mind blowing about that experience to me, is hearing that. It's just like, yeah, this is a good metonymy for all of the Disney parks music. It just, there's everything in one little biome.
Yeah. Yeah. For a musician, it's one of those things where it's like you have everything in such like a tiny little space. Like it's just it's kind of unbelievable like that. But I love like you could go like, so many people like gravitate towards like the films and all of the orchestral stuff. But like, I love that you have kind of like doubled down on like the park music, because there's not a lot of people doing that. And it's not really out there. You know what I mean? And like that Space Mountain thing that I saw, I was like, oh my God, this spoke to, again, Team Cosmic, because like we do this every Monday. And I'm like, if we were going to have like a thing, it was going to be, Space Mountain. And it's just like, and then I'm like, it's amazing. So
yeah. Well, and like what a visceral experience, right? So Space Mountain, obviously like a thrilling ride. It's literally a thrill ride. And like that feeling of just walking through the Star Tunnel, and you're kind of in like almost a euphoric state listening to the Star Tunnel music right before your heart's about to plummet into your stomach. It's a real feeling. I think we all can kind of like, envision that so easily. And that's one of the things I love about the parks music, is that feeling that it very visceral generates inside of us.
I've always appreciated that the Star Tunnel is like the first kind of music that you hear, and then how extreme and how fast the actual attraction, like when you're on board, is just like the complete opposite, and like this insane, really, really cool piece. I love. And then at the end, going out, it's like it's slow and kind of calm and more peaceful again. So it's a real rush, and it just proves how the music can add to can change an attraction and can add to an attraction so much.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, it's
such an important part of the attraction. Like, I think that sometimes people don't even think about the music sometimes, and like take for granted this beautiful, beautiful background music for these attractions. But really, like, that's what's bringing you into it, right? Like, that's what's the
and
first
how much time
thing
went
that
into
you
it.
hear. And how much time people don't realize, like, all the instruments that are a part of, this beautiful music that you are a part of. And it's I'm so jealous. It's so great.
Oh,
Cheyenne and yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, one of the things that makes me think of is how much the music contributes to the narrative of the attraction. And like, I don't know if you've read Marty Sklar's book. I think it's called One Little Spark. The Imagineer Marty Sklar, he had a chapter talking about, he has a chapter talking about how important the song is to the Imagineering process. And like at the heart of a lot of the attractions, look at Grim Grin Ghosts, what that is to Haunted Mansion or Yo Ho Yo Ho. That's like on Pirates, those are what drive a lot of the story in the attraction and what are right at the heart of it. So I think, I think that's why people take away so often these songs. They remember them so well. Yeah, it's very powerful.
Well, I'm just going through in the chat here. A lot of like Epcot entrance music, Interventions music, World Showcase music, Magic Kingdom. I like Cheyenne's comment. Jeff is now that student in class that asks all the questions.
Sarah, look, I'm a huge fan. I could do this all day long. I have to ask one more question. So when you're not doing Disney, because I know we don't have you all night. I wish we did. But like, how has the last like year, like, you are like a you know, a musician, a session musician, like this is your life's blood. Like, so how have you been keeping sane? What are you looking forward to? And, you know, like, is that part of it? And just throw one Disney thing in there. That's all I care about.
Okay. All right. I'll throw a Disney thing in there. Yeah. I mean, obviously, hard year to be a musician. That's a given. That's, and probably true across all of the arts right now. But you doing stuff like these videos has definitely kept me sane. As far as the work goes, I've been lucky. I'm actually in my home studio, so I'm able to record from home, which is great. I'm able to do session work from the comfort of I'm here in Colorado in Boulder, so this is as comfy and nice as it gets in a pandemic.
Red Rocks. I'll see you next time I go to Red Rocks. I'll be there.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. I love that. But music.
Oh, widespread just announced. I'll be there. It's fun.
Awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say music is coming. It is coming back. I think it's slow, and we're gonna probably see more of local music before bigger touring acts. But that's coming back for me. I'm really excited about that. So shows are on the horizon, especially with things being able to be outdoors over the summer. I'm very hopeful for what the future holds. Yeah. Hey, Dave Matthews Band. And I love the glass. It's so great. And then I'm personally hoping for the next time I can be back in a Disney park, meandering and enjoying those music loops. I've noticed as I've sort of been visiting more recent years and since sort of going down the musicianhood path, that a lot of my visits are almost like an ambiance, like an exercise and enjoying the music and ambiance. So I'm just soaking up the sounds now. I want to know. I want to Shazam whatever I hear, because I love how much it's contributing to an experience that I'm already familiar with. But it's like, wow, every time I come, there's something deeper to examine in the music.
Yeah,
that's so fun. Yeah. That's so fun. Chris, do I have to stop asking questions now? Or it's
one more question, then I gotta hear something. We gotta hear something.
I know. We have to hear you play, and I want to ask you so many music questions, but now I just have to ask the stupid throwaway question, softball. What's your favorite attraction at Walt Disney World?
I love all my children equally, but
my God, that's the best.
Okay, so this is a hard one, but I think lately it has been Spaceship Earth. I think Yes.
Good, Angelina. Okay, spirit animal. Okay.
One of the things I really
so beautiful, and the music. Like, I listen to that music all the time. I used to work at Spaceship Earth, so
I love it.
Huge fan. That was a good choice.
Yes,
I love it. Perfect answer.
There's so much. I think it's a really good answer, because you have not only great music in there. I mean, and I loved the previous iteration too, had some really great stuff and great music in there too. And I'm sure whatever comes next, I'm gonna love it as well. Although I'm clinging to thanking Phoenicians. Person. I'm trying to stay positive. It's the best I can do.
I just paid my taxes yesterday. I do not want to thank them at all. That's fine.
I feel that. I mean, and then especially Spaceship Earth, talk about like without being a literal, 4D theater show. It feels like very 4D. You've got the scent of burning Rome. You've got the sounds. You've got the little kid selling the newspaper in the corner. You've got a violinist. Right. There's actually a violinist on Spaceship Earth. The playing with the little guy with the lute. Anytime I go past, I'm like, it's me.
Dang. Oh my God.
There's just so much. The computer room. Oh my God, with the with all the lights and the awesome super fashionable scientist and I'm sorry. I'm getting
with the boots.
I'm getting
with the boots. The boots. No, because we didn't even get to be like, oh my God, did that inspire you to become a musician? But now we have to let you go. So I guess we have to play. Let's go.
Well, So Sarah, you've put together like a little medley or something for us to explain what we're about to hear here? Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to give too much away. You'll probably know what you're going to hear when you get there, but I'll say it's an Epcot medley, and I think there's some pretty big fan favorites in here. So just in case mute, and if the audio gives you any trouble, I'm going to be watching the screen here, so I don't know, wave me out if anything gets a little too loud, but I think it should be okay. Sure. Let me just do a quick switch of output. All right. Here we go. Yet we've got more to do, so maybe we should use our imagination, huh? Here we go. I'm so happy to see him. Yes. But there's more. Woo. Thank you all so much. Here, let me just switch.
Come on. Man.
I'm crying.
Wow, I lost the chat room machine.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I have to.
I want to read a couple of the chat was going crazy here on YouTube. $20 donation from Robert D said, "I vote Sarah has to now become a regular on Team Cosmic every Monday." Jeff agrees. Thank you so much, Robert D, for the $20. And also there was two more. Alyssa D, $5. Thank you so very much for that. She is officially part of the Team Cosmic family. She made me cry. And Tom Strong, $5. I'm fine staring at the taco bar just for Harmonious if Sarah is laying down the tunes for it. And $5 at JD. With all due respect to every other Cosmic Read episode, today has been my favorite ever. So there you go. Oh my goodness!
I mean, sort of hurts, but not really.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was thrown off guard by the Millennium Celebration one again. That tear was real. I know people were like, "Oh, he's pretending to cry." It's like, no, there was a tear there. That was real.
Oh yeah.
So.
Chris is an actor. I don't know if you know that.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I am, but that's not like. Oh my goodness. That was.
We're just a bunch of geeks here, man. And thank you so much for just we really are, man. Like we are like a family here on Monday nights, and you just came into it, and you just like came in with like open arms, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
You actually understand like why this is. Yes.
Like when you go to a concert and at the then they pretend like they're done and like you're waiting for more and you're waiting, and then they come out and they do like a compilation of like their best songs. That is exactly what we just heard. It was like that was like everything that everyone wanted to hear. Right? Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how we're going to go on for the next 20 minutes here, but with more show.
We should just end it.
We've peaked at this point. Yeah, well, that's it.
Can we just end it?
Yeah. I mean, that was incredible. Sarah, tell people where they can find you on social media, because you are sharing more of these videos and we're excited to see even more.
Yeah, totally. Well, I am on both Twitter and Instagram at Sprightly Sound. And for people that use TikTok, I'm a Violin Fairy, all one word.
Sweet.
And SarahHubbardMusic.com.
I feel like I'm too old for that.
Oh, for TikTok? Nobody's.
I feel like I am. I have not downloaded it yet. I feel like
literally calling her right now.
I feel like. Okay. All right.
So
should I download it? I feel like the FBI comes when I do that. Okay.
No, just do it. So just do it, because you know what? You would be surprised. There, I wrote it off. I was like, that's just for the kids. They're dancing on TikTok. I'll let them be. Exactly. I was like, I don't want to be in their space. But there's a lot of musicians on TikTok that are really, really amazing. And actually, there's a kind of thriving Disney Parks TikTok that seems to be growing. And
of course.
No, I would definitely don't write it out. There's a community for everyone on there. I find the strangest things on there. Sarah? Violin Fairy, all one word. Yeah.
Love it.
I think that's me. Yeah. Tinkerbell with a violin.
According to your site, the Fiery Fairy of the Strings, I believe, is what it was.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Love it. The best review I ever got from a concert, and I was like, well, that's going in my resume for the rest of my life.
Totally. Yes, absolutely. That's awesome.
Oh my God, Pyro.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, okay. That is awesome, Sarah. Thank you. I hope you can come on down in the future again and join us for more of this, because we talk about music every so often. So if you'd like to come on again, we would more than love to have you.
I would be so honored, and thank you so much for having me on the show, and thank you to your community for inviting me in with open arms. I am just really so happy to have been here, and yay Disney Parks music!
Yeah,
love it. Sarah, thank you so very much.
Thank y'all. Have a great evening. I'll be tuning in from the chat. So
sounds good.
Awesome. Bye, Sarah.
Awesome. Bye.
We'll take a quick break on Cosmic Read Live and be right back after this.
Looking for the latest from Disney news on the go? Then download WDWNT the app. From news to videos to park hours and more, WDWNT the app is your one-stop shop for the latest from the Disney world. Available on iPhone and Android, just search for WDWNT in your device's app store.
When I find myself at Flower and Garden, looking for some food to eat, I gotta get a spork with Spike the Bee. 58 pallets of unsold units standing right in front of me. Here for his 5th straight festival, Spike the Bee. Spike the bee, spike the bee, spike the bee, spike the bee. Perfect for any food type, spike the bee. And while it's good for soup and chili, he's also perfect for poutine and Tupelo honey spoon bread, spike the bee. Plastic forks and spoons are wasteful, and they can't ever hope to be that versatile festival flatware, spike the bee. Spike the bee, spike the bee, spike the bee, yeah, spike the bee. For blood orange margaritas, spike the bee.
How do you meet up with a spork?
Spike the bee, spike the bee, spike the bee, yeah, spike the bee. Disney hopes you'll finally purchase Spike the Bee.
Welcome back to Cosmic Read Live right here on WDWNT Entertainment. Coming up tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, Rob and Katie are reviewing Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's Deep in the Plus tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on WDWNT Entertainment. Well, I don't know where to go, guys. That was like...
I don't even know, man.
First off, I mean, we've already played all the copyright music that we could hope for. So I mean, may as well play Spike the Bee there. Also, I needed like 2 minutes. I needed 2 minutes to emotionally recover from that amazing.
I actually need
music.
2 weeks. I think I need 2 weeks from that, man. That was absurd.
Why don't you take next week off?
And you know what? You're welcome. Granted.
Take next week off, and we'll see about giving you the next one off. But yeah, I mean, Sarah is so talented. And if you're not following her on Twitter, there at Sprightly Sound, the new one came out today with the Millennium Celebration, and check out all the other videos that she's done. I can't wait to see more. There was also, she was talking about the It's Tough to Be a Bug, and she did the finale one of that was also on there too, and I thought that was really unique and just so park specific. And I mean, that one has lyrics, but it's just, you only know it from that attraction, right? And I think that's what makes these so very special. So that was a lot of fun, and thank you all for tuning in also in the chat, because but we got 15 more minutes.
Can I just do it? Can I just say, these are people who are unbelievable musicians, like really, really storied musicians. They tour the world. They play session, like she's probably been on like stuff that you listen to every day and you have no idea, right? And there is something about Disney music that brings these people back to it, and they play it and they love it. And what I loved about this whole thing was that she just felt like one of the family, man. I mean, there's like 7,500 people, but like she felt like she belonged here, and like she gets it. And like that is amazing. So that is what is so special about this type of music. Like, you have somebody who is like so elevated, like just as narrow focused as everyone that we are on Team Cosmic on Monday nights, man. Like that is like unbelievable. Like you can't find that.
I'm really, really happy she joined us. I can't wait for next time already. I'm already kind of counting down the weeks to whenever that's going to be. If you see that I'm looking up, this happened about a year ago, that there was a giant, there's another one. There's a giant spider down here again. And I keep looking to make sure it's not coming forward again.
Are you serious? Are we doing this again?
And that's not the only thing that's happened during the show, bug related. There was something else as everything was going on too.
Trying to get her to come back and play the Bugs Life violin thing. You kept talking about that.
Have you seen my studio?
What a good segue.
Okay, so some of the music that isn't there anymore, I know near and dear to people's heart is like the Horizons theme, New Horizons, even World of Motion, the old Living Seas music, and the loop from that is one of the ones that I would listen to either waking up or going to bed kind of thing. It's like that slower kind of soothing music. But one that I heard several years back now, and I hadn't been on the attraction in many years also because it had shut down. I was like, I know this music, and I didn't look at the name of the track or where it was from. I just kept listening to it, and I finally figured it out, and I was right. And it was the score to Body Wars, the score that would come on at the end of the attraction. And in the queue, there's this, so it's little things like that I probably only heard that track. Well, we went on that attraction like twice, maybe. But even just from that small experience and taking everything in, somehow I carried that piece of music with me, unbeknownst, somewhere in my brain, and then years later hear it and was able to go, it was from that attraction, And I think things like that is kind of cool when that happens. It's the power of the music once again.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. The power of the music, like we were saying, like it honestly does, like you sometimes don't even realize that it's even there. But if you do just stop, like Jeff was saying, if you just stop and just take a moment to just listen to whatever the music is that is around you, it can really, I almost think it can change the experience that you're having at a Disney park. Like when my partner went in 2019 for the first time, he told me he had never really heard any of the music. And we stood in the middle of Main Street USA and I just said, listen. Like other than just the people, listen to the music.
Perfect
what does it make you feel? And he was like, I'm instantly happier. And I was like, yes, that's what that's the point. Like that's what it wants for you. And that's just such a cool thing that music can do. And the Disney park music really does that for a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah. And it sets the tone right from when you walk in. And I think I fell in love with Disney park music, not even realizing I was falling in love with it. If that makes any bit of sense, that I didn't expect it to be the thing that carried me all these years. Right. Can I just say really quick, it makes perfect sense because that's the beauty of music. It's the thing that gets you when you don't realize that it's getting you, but it's like when you finally realize why that happened, it's because I was like, oh yeah. Like, it's just like, that's the first thing that you hear. And then subconsciously you're like, oh my God, like I'm totally in love with this whole thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, but that is the thing that tugs at the heartstrings, man. Like music tugs at the heartstrings more than like a visual thing. It does. And I think Chris, that's why it. Oh, what? Yeah. Hang on. Let me go back to the thing in here. Where's that? Hey, Robert D, thank you so much. $10 super chat here. We humbly request you come hang out with us on Monday nights in the chat. We request your presence. Thank you so much, Robert. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, that was so
my God,
great
Sarah's
to have.
in here. I have to watch my language.
She's in the chat. Awesome.
I have to watch my language.
So here's a question. So I'll tell you mine, and then I'm going to ask the question for you guys. What for me, the music in Frontierland, and specifically like in the Splash Mountain queue, when you're going through the entire queue, like when it's like way backed out and there was no fast passes and you had to go through that maze before you go into the house and you go up the stairs. That was kind of the music that stuck with me, and then the ending music as well, the zippity doo-dah with like the like dinging, that there's a couple like ding ding kind of sound effects near the end. That's the track that always stuck with me. And when I finally discovered it like years and years later and have a copy of it, it was like it was just like that the thing I thought got away, but it didn't, because I have it now. So that was the first track that I remember really sticking with me. Jeff, what was the first Disney park background music track or show track that stuck with you?
This is gonna sound so cliche, and you were gonna think that I am full of I'm gonna say shite because we have Sarah still here. I don't know how she goes. It is like I was a young man. It's the Haunted Mansion, dude. It is the whole
there's nothing wrong with
Haunted
that.
Mansion.
Yeah.
It's just the That I remember that, and like it actually still like calms me to this day. Like I love hearing that.
There's so many good versions.
And then
of that one, too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But you actually could just play those chords like just. Yeah, K-Jax.
Yep.
Chef's about to talk about Disneyland opening day in 55. I am, and the Haunted Mansion was there, bro.
What was that? 1969 it opened, right? Yeah, 1969 is when it opened out there.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. No
Tell that K-Jax. K-Jax about to be banned.
I mean, Jeff was a teenager when it opened. So, Angelina, what would you say is the track that stuck with you right from the start? What's the one that you kind of brought home with you, maybe without realizing it?
Well, I mean, like if we're talking about ones that like stuck in my head right away, when I worked at when I worked in Dinoland USA, there was a lot of very like carny like music, so that definitely stuck in my head. I'm not going to say that was my favorite though. I would definitely say that my favorite and the thing that I continue to listen to when I got home that like brought back all of those memories for me would have been just that Main Street USA loop, like just the beautiful, just like old timey like music. I there's a beautiful like loop on our radio station that we listen to, and just that's my go-to.
I'm sorry, man. Can I read one comment? No, it's not Tom. Dude, Alyssa goes, she's going to say the 2-hour loop on
Oh, yes. For those of you who didn't watch...
I mean, there is some really good music there.
That Angelina was stuck on Tom Sawyer Island for 2 hours.
Oh, they're just going to keep
she loves it
every time, eh? Oh, boy.
This is awesome.
That's classic.
Alyssa said that. Awesome. That's amazing. There was a $2 super chat. Tom Strong, thank you so much. Favorite bathroom loop? Mine's Tangled. I mean, I did like the Interventions loop. But although I got to say, Angelina, I'm surprised that when you were in Dinoland USA, the thing that didn't get maybe stuck in your head maybe was WDNO.
Come on now. This is so absurd.
Yes.
It wasn't. That wasn't.
You're gonna get me right now.
That was part of it. Yeah.
All right. We are going to chase Sarah away. Play it again.
Play that thing again? We put the dig in.
Why would you say that?
There you go.
Can you please do it one time? All right. If you're gonna play it, well,
what?
If you're gonna play it, can you do it live? Do it live right now.
Somebody else asked me this at a work meeting earlier, and I said you got to go down there to hear it.
Oh man.
WDNO. Okay. We put the dig in. Can you dig it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was stuck in my head the whole time.
There you go.
Tom Strong. Give him a super chat. I'll pay you back.
They gave me scripts for that one, and that was definitely one of them. That was fun. That was a good one.
I hope you friend them.
I am friends with yes. That's how I'm playing on the ESPN Wide World of Sports right now, that's partly how that happened. Can you dig it, Sarah? There you go. Yes. Can you dig it? Exactly. And I love that when Sarah was on, we were talking also about how there's like the instrumental music, but there's also areas like including Dinoland, and then some of the resorts like Pop Century, even like Beach Club, that have tracks from Jimmy Buffett in the 90s and the 50s and the 60s and 70s and 80s. And Dinoland, which has those like End of the World as We Know It and Walk the Dinosaur, and it's really, really cool that these songs that you would hear on a radio station are also playing down there in certain areas.
But what everyone always has to, and like what people don't think about until they actually like leave and then come back and are like, wow, man, like they really put thought into that. Like there is not going to be a place on Disney property that has not been thought about. right? Like an an Imagineer is sitting in that corner, and it might only be in that corner in between like point A and point B that you are going to hear this piece of music. And like, that's a special thing, man. Like there's so many cues like all over the place. And like, that's a special thing. And it's almost like everybody gets like so caught up in hidden Mickeys and all these things. Like there are music things that happen that you have to really pay attention to. And like, sometimes again, like Ange, it is amazing that you told your partner that, man. Like sometimes just like, close your eyes. It's chaotic, man. But just like listen to what's going on. Like sometimes we need to listen more. You know what I mean? And just slow things down. And I know that I am not the person to be the slow things down camp, but sometimes slow things down and just listen. And like amazing, beautiful things are like all around all the time.
Totally. $10 super chat from Robert D. Thank you so much for the "Can you dig it?" # Tom Strong. Jeff, I got you, brothers. Can we get that as an out tagline every week, perhaps? Oh my goodness. You want me to say that live at the end of every show? I mean, I could. Perhaps. Oh, man. Well, you know, I just realized we got like 3 minutes left in this one. Hey, if you're a member of the WIGS, you get the post show for Cosmic Read Live. And if you're not a WIGS member, I'll tell you how you can do that right now. You go to patreon.com/WDWNT. For as little as $2 a month, you get access to some great features from WDW News Today. And of course, WIGS is short for the WDWNT Inner Globe Society. Again, some great features starting at $2 a month. At the $7 a month tier, you get access to some post shows. So you can take advantage of that. And I see that there are some WIG members, of course, joining us as always in the chat here. We chat for about 20 minutes after this show. Let's see. David's in there. Alyssa, Chief, thank you so much. Christopher, Living the Dreams. Arm Bandito. Jen P, thank you so very much. Nico. Thank you. Robert, of course, thank you so very much. Brian, I'm going to talk about Brian in a minute too, who I'm assuming we'll talk to probably on the post show as well. Yeah. Adventures with Alicia, Wayfinding Way. Hey, Emma, how you doing? WIGS, thank you so much. Robert, Julie, thank you very much for that. For the WIGS. Appreciate it. So I guess it's time to talk a little bit about what was that?
I was giving snaps to the WIGS.
She's like voguing. I really love it.
Yeah. Next week's program. Next week, Jeff is out. And we have a special guest joining us, as I just mentioned. Brian. Coach Brian will be joining us next week.
My God.
Oh, yeah. Angelina didn't know that. It was just decided a couple days ago. And next week's topic is this. Jeff, this is what you're missing. Adding a new attraction and dining experience to Fantasyland.
I got it.
Fantastic.
I got it.
So you can write it in, Jeff. There you go. That is it. We're excited to have Coach Brian with us next week. Yeah, I know you will. Mug TV coming from Belize or wherever you're going. You're not.
I'm always going somewhere.
Right? That's very true. You know what? It was so nice to have Sarah on the show. And I love bringing on guests onto the program. You know, it's been a while since we had one. We had Jonathan Freeman, voice of Jafar, and others last fall. So it was great to have Sarah on. Can't wait to have her on again. If you're just tuning in right now, Sprightly Sound on Twitter, please give her a follow. And guys, is there anything else you want to say before we wrap this one up?
Well, I mean, Sarah is definitely invited to our Cosmic Crawl whenever it does happen in Epcot, girl. You're super invited. It's going to be a blast.
Sarah,
you can bring
is she still there?
If you'd like. Yeah, I think she's still.
If she's still there, we're doing the Cosmic Crawl, and she is like, it's like the Pied Piper, right? Like she's got and she is just leading us the hell along, man.
No, it was lovely having her. It was great.
That was fun. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll talk about creating a new attraction, original attraction, and also new dining experience in Frontierland or Fantasyland. Not getting rid of anything, but just kind of adding to the land. please send an email, chris@wdwnt.com. Would love to hear from you. Huge thanks once again. Let's get it in the YouTube chat. Big round of applause for Sarah for joining us earlier.
Yes.
I'm going to be rewatching that segment of this show for weeks to come until she's back again. So thank you so very much for that. Hey, count me in. There she is. Count me in, Team Cosmic.
Hey.
Thank you so very much.
Horatio, just remember that Coach Brian wants to get rid of It's a Small World. That's all he wants to do with his life.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Thank you so very much for joining us in Cosmic Read Live. Join us if you're coming to the post show. We'll be there in just a couple minutes. You know what to do. You know to wait for us. We'll get on at some point in the next few minutes. If not, we'll see you next Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on WDWNT Entertainment. Please like this video. It helps us out a lot. Subscribe to the channel and then turn that little bell notification on. Tomorrow night, Deep in the Plus, 9 o'clock, they're reviewing Roger Rabbit. For Jeff and Angelina, I'm Cosmic Chris Reid. And as they always say in Dino Land, can you dig it?